Okay, I'm back. Am I? Question mark. I am. I thought I might try to do a map of the Ergol land. It's funny that it doesn't even have a name. I don't necessarily want to give it a name. I'm not sure even the aspect ratio what it should be, because I feel like it's an area that maybe could be square or it should be square, because it's kind of limited by the 3 towers of the 3 wizards, or the 1 wizard and the 2 sorceress. I never know what to call them. Well, I've called them like the protectors of this land, but I don't know. So in that sense, I feel like the towers should be like 1 in each end. This is just for the sake of a schematic kind of thing, so maybe it should be something like more of a square, just a square map, because it's going to be like but I don't know, for some reason I want to make like a landscape sort of thing, and I'm not sure exactly what to do. We could try really like a square one. What? Why? Oh, I have here. Okay, that's a color. I don't know again how big I should make it. Probably it should be like a relatively large resolution. This is probably a very local map of this relatively small area. Oh, I should change the title and change the thing, right? Okay. I've never made anything quite like a map or anything of the sort, but I have some ideas for some thingies. I should have a clearer vision of the map from the story. It's going to affect the story and where everything is set, where all of the characters live, and Ergol's kind of trajectory from his tower to, because he's gonna have to sort of visit all 3 of them. Hey Chris. Well, fantastic as an adjective is probably not that fantastic, being what I can do and considering I've never done anything like this before. You probably, from the D&D side of things, have more ideas for something like this, but I have no clue. What the hell am I looking for? Stylize, emboss. Something like that. To give it like a look of a sort of terrain. I don't necessarily know what to do. I'm just doing this because I didn't want to start a new character today. And this is one of the many things that I have to do that I haven't even started. Um, Probably it shouldn't be. I should have like a river and a lake and a lot of different features in different places, but mountain somewhere. I think I would put like a tower here and like a tower. The three towers sort of in this corners. Ergol's house should be almost outside of the triangle. So he should go through here. His trajectory should be something like this. He would go from his tree house here to the ruins of his old tower, through the forest and mountains and whatever, here all the way to Sorsha's tower. To end up at Astrid's. Or maybe the other way around and make it counterclockwise or whatever. Maybe, yeah, maybe it should. The tree house should be sort of here. And the towers. It's a relatively small land and nothing's going to be represented to scale, I think. I don't even know. How do I even make... What? No. Render clouds. I should have gotten some special brushes for this. I don't really have anything. I'm as unprepared as I can be. Can I use any of this shapes to make like a little lake or something? I don't want to freehand anything and I don't want to use procedural things anywhere, but anyway. Should have downloaded some resources for this. I'm kind of unprepared, as I tend to be. Can there was a trick for this. Can I do something like a gradient thing here and then do a difference cloud thing? Yeah, I tend to forget also, but I hate doing all the homework that I have to do when I end up coming into a stream with nothing prepared. I should leave. Now that I think about it, I could use this central thing as a sort of a lake. Not here necessarily and not in this space, but if I take it from here, and maybe this as a coast somewhere, suggesting there's an actual ocean. This is a very small area where the three towers are together. There used to be a human population somewhere, but they left after the big disaster. Magic is kind of dying out in this world, and humans don't trust magic so much anymore. And the fact that Agatha, the sorceress, also had made like a big reform on magic, like trying to reduce the use of magic for certain things. They used to use it even to affect the weather and many things that it's kind of frowned upon now. Yeah, it's true. I outside, or maybe inside even of there's this triangle where it's the main area of influence of the magic of the towers and everything. Maybe there could be some craters outside, like, because inside they are supposed to be more protected against forces of nature and whatever, but maybe I could have like some craters somewhere outside or something. I wanted to make this a completely different world of its own, but at some point I ended up thinking it could make sense to make it like a different human era of some sort, and an era where they stopped believing in or relying or even trusting magic. One of the main reasons why they have left this entire area is because they no longer trust it. There was like a big disaster that the wizards weren't fully able to prevent, so the human inhabitants have left this entire area. The magic animals are dying out. The characters that I've been making, like the turtles and all of those guys with crystals in their backs, are the last of their species and they're dying out. So, where was I going with that? Oh, it might be not an entirely fantasy world, but just a different era of the human history. I don't know. I'm not really acknowledging that, even if I made it so, it might not. What the fuck did I do? Oh, that. Okay, that is way too soft. It's too blue and too saturated, but again, I don't know. I'm probably gonna give the whole thing like a different finishing and make it like to sort of try to age it. This is kind of a... Maybe I should fill up the mask here so it doesn't look so translucent. What if I added some kind of bevel around it to give like an outside bevel? No, that doesn't make it look embossed. It make it looks... Oh, maybe more like that. Probably not located here necessarily, not in all the center of the thing. Maybe it could go somewhere in the... kind of the edges of the triangle. Again, I've never done anything quite like a map or anything, but this is not... It's a bit too flat of a color. I should try something more yellowish and have like dunes or something in one direction. I wish I should. How do people do this? I think they just make a different layer and just make some strokes to have like a palette. So you don't have to save the colors. You just can pick them from wherever. So I can pick different ones. Do I have this? Okay. Here I wanted to do something similar and to do like a sort of a coastline in this area to suggest there's like an ocean somewhere, or but I should isolate the shape that I want. get rid of the rest. I think it's a nice shape for a coastline. Again, if I was an artist, I would be drawing things and not relying so much on procedural stuff, but that's kind of a problem when you have artistic shit to do and you're not an artist. Okay, there's something similar to this, or should I do it in the same? I can do it in a different layer here, and let's hide that. Let's do again a... I don't want it to be like super topological, I want it to be like a kind of a more medieval kind of thing. But right now, well, I'm trying to just establish some features. Render, what the fuck am I looking for? Render clouds, okay. This here and kind of in this corner. Maybe I can make like little waves, like drawn somewhere. Then what am I doing here? I want this as a mask. But kind of lower here, kind of as a... Again, this is sort of a coastline. Or a hint of a coastline, because the tower should be here. It's kind of a problem. Really like these features, but I don't want to put water where there shouldn't be any water, because the tower should be here in the map, or maybe I can push them in a little bit. Jesus. What am I doing here? I make this a little bit more defined. No. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is probably too big. It's supposed to be just a little lake, a little pond. Well, I wonder too. I have no idea of how this is like properly done. Oh well, yeah. I mean, but I've never done it, and I'm not sure what the fuck am I doing. I found a website that really gives you some options. There are like some free options. That's meant for precisely for like fantasy maps for like D&D and stuff like that. And I was going to check it out and I forgot. But at the same time, since this is not, I understand it. If you make something like that for D&D, for just privately playing doing your D&D campaign, it's one thing. But I want to make this part of my little animated thing. Probably wouldn't be a good idea to use something like that. It should be something more of my own. I don't know if they say anything about commercially, not commercially used. That I'm not gonna sell Ergol. I'm gonna probably, my channels are not monetized or anything, even if it had any views. Ergol is not gonna make money, but you know, it could fall under like commercial use or something like that, and they might not like it. So, but I could have looked at the website for ideas. I intended to do that and I forgot. But of course, there's a lot of resources out there for that kind of thing. There should be kind of a forest here. So maybe... what kind of... I don't know if I should make like individual little trees, like kind of like in an old map kind of thing, and try to overlay them. Try to make like either with the clone brush. What is it called? Not the history brush. Shut up, no. The clone stamp, but no. What the hell is it called? Well, one of those. One of those motherfuckers. That's a problem. I should have set up my own brushes too. I should have done some homework for this, and I haven't done anything. If I was going to do this to avoid doing something else, I could have at least tried to be more prepared or something. But is that too much of a filter to use as a texture for little waves or something? Yeah, I don't like it. I could make a kind of a brush of little wave pattern work here. Yeah, I don't like it. It's too filter-ish. I don't want it to look too terribly procedural. But if I freehand things, it's going to look like shit too. So it's not great. Did I choose? This is probably a very saturated green. I'm gonna make it less saturated. Probably not as dark. Symmetry is such a useful thing to have that I wish I could cheat with something here. There should be like a river or something. What happened? What was that? Merc! Thank you for following. How are you? I'm trying to improvise some kind of map thingy. Because I wasn't too inspired to make like a new character today. I'm good, just a little disoriented because I don't know how to do this. I've never done anything quite like this before. and as I keep saying, I'm not an artist, and it would make so many things so much easier if I was. Can I do something like that with freaking... Where's the color color dynamics? If the brightness, I want to alter the brightness a lot. Okay, not that much. Not, maybe I should use like a darker green, so it will, if it makes it lighter, something like that, so I can put together some kind of texture. Not like this necessarily, but I don't know if that works. Maybe that is a kind of a base for something, and then if I blur it out, it won't be completely flat thing. Because flat colors are such a bad foundation generally for things. I hate doing anything on flat colors. But that doesn't look like anything. I don't know if I should do, but I should do the towers, but how do I do the towers? I should have made them in 3D first and then try to make a 2D version here, but I haven't done them yet, so... Also, I wanted to have some kind of a river, but I don't know if it should connect this little lagoon here with the ocean here, or if it just could go somewhere without really necessarily touching anything. It could go like here. I shouldn't be improvising something as important as the geography in my fantasy world, but it's kind of important. Ergol's gonna travel this entire area. He's gonna go from his treehouse kind of around here. Should it go clockwise? Such a stupid question. What difference does it even make? But I mean, if he goes from his treehouse here somewhere, I should make some kind of, at least some kind of sketch here. He has to go from his little tree house. He has to go through the ruins of his old home, the wrecked tower here of Astaroth. Through a lot of places, go through Sorcias, and finally into Astrid's tower. So it could be like clockwise like this. And maybe here it would be useful to have this lake here, because he's only gonna go, oh, but he has to go in the water at some point. I cannot put this here, I should put it on the other side. But god damn it, the montage, I should put it somewhere. Where the hell should I put it? Because the montage is pretty much the last thing before actually him going to Astrid's tower. So he has to go to Sorcias first, and then there's a montage. Maybe I can just connect the two sort of bodies of water and make it look like it's a little thing here that connects to this one. And maybe a whole river that comes from elsewhere has this little pond here. Fuck, and where do I put the mountains? Yeah, the lake. The lake is gonna go where I need it to go, but that's the problem right now. I'm not even sure where should I put it. I should think of the screenplay. It's such a problem that I really everything has to line up and it has to make sense with the actual trajectory of Ergol's that day. I feel like there should be mountains here. The lake, where the hell do I put it? I think it should be here, but it feels so stupid that it's gonna be... kinda connected. If I made it like... I need better brushes. I should be doing this with the tablet, so I'm not even too fond of it. What the hell am I doing? Are you even working? Okay, that's really not what I intended. Why is it so freaking sharp? No, I know I can do this with the old trick that I used for making lightning. You do like a freaking gradient here, then you do like what the hell am I looking for? Render different clouds. Okay, another different cloud. Difference cloud. It shouldn't be so... It should be like a narrow gradient like that, and maybe this I can use as a river. Now this stupid brush. It would be so useful to know what I'm doing. Not so hard. Okay, so maybe I can use that as a little thing here. But the problem... Maybe I should have all of this in the same layer. How? How? Question mark. This is going to separate. What? Yes, preserve. But now I actually wait. Okay, that's at least that's the right thing here. Can I? No, that's not the right. Filter render clouds. I think I had darkened it a little bit, desaturated it a little bit more. And here, theoretically, we can put this and easy to connect the two things and to have like a little river. Here, if we put it here, but we have to, where was it? What? What are you talking about? Can't I clone that in the thing? For God's sake. Shut up. Oh yeah, well, fucking mother of Satan. No. Why don't you operate for a change? Why can't I clone that into an alpha mask channel thing? Since when? How do I do this? Oh, god damn it. What did I delete? Like that? Are you gonna let me do it if I have it as a selection and now I can add it here to fucking mask? Are you gonna let me, or I cannot do that either? There we friggin' go. Something like that, connecting the two bodies of water and having a sort of a river going in that direction. Looks almost geographically cohesive. I don't fucking know. I'm gonna have to change something here because I don't want to have necessarily Astrid's tower in either in this little peninsula here, or it could be interesting. ABH. It wasn't in my plans, but it could be like a thing. The land still looks too flat because it is. I haven't given it any. It's just a flat color with some little texture. But it probably should be that. So to have a little bit of a schematic thing here, there's in this layer. I should later replace it for better versions, but what shit color is that? Fuck's sake. What? Stupid as fuck. Let's say that's Ergol's treehouse. Which, again, wouldn't be to scale. I'm not probably going to make it that big, but to make it as a being a landmark, I might make it completely off scale, like the towers as well. It's still too big. Let's make it, for the sake of trying to resemble what the final thing might be like. Oh, am I in the same layer as the... Should it be all the way in the corner? I don't freaking know. Anyway, the towers. Let's make some... what? Make some kind of schematic. Thing for the towers that's more asymmetrical than shit, but I don't care too much right now. It's just for the sake of giving it some kind of I don't even know what I'm saying. Which one of these motherfuckers can give me like a little texture that I don't even need, but... Okay, that's more than I even cared for. No. No, for God's sake. Just select the tower. I'd put it like up here. Then one possibly here. I don't want to necessarily put it in this weird kind of peninsula that I ended up having. I don't know if I put it here. The idea is for it to be really here and kind of in the corner. Basically here, like this. I don't know if I make some kind of visual representation of these big triangle. Again, I'm ideally going to make better versions of the towers, but and the treehouse, but I'm trying to sketch out in this layer what it could be like. And I haven't even designed the towers. I should make them in 3D. And they should be similar but different, kind of matching the personas of the actual wizards. Sources should be like very rich. And asteroids, well, it's gonna be, that's kind of a thing with this one. It's meant to be broken. It's the ruins of a tower. But it's not a full tower. And Astrid's a bit more austere as well. Well, it's actually Agatha's tower. Astrid, I guess, is only going to inherit it, since Agatha died in the big disaster. Sharp. What am I looking for again? I don't know if I should already try to make the towers look more like... I could... because I'm not an artist, I'm not sure of what could I like draw and make for my own. I could use assets from actual maps and sort of clean them up and paste them in here, but at the same time I kind of want it to be more my own. But it kind of look like shit if it is. It's not gonna be the best. Should be mountains here, and I don't know if I should make mountains kind of like in a map. I should be at least looking at some kind of reference. Also, I don't even know. I've been talking about this that I don't even know what's going to be the language. If there's going to be any notations here. I don't know what language I'm gonna use. I had this idea of using the alphabet from the Voynich manuscript. So I did think about somehow making my own making up my own alphabet, or making my own language. Yeah, I like the idea, and it's exactly the same kind of characters that I was sort of looking for. They're like rounded and they match the aesthetic that I was going for, so I think it could be interesting and it could save me a lot of time, as opposed to having to come up with an actual language of my own and an actual alphabet of my own. I think it could be a good option. How the hell? Where even is the brush that I wanted to use? It's a mixer brush? I don't even remember how to use it. Is it kind of like the clone brush? Okay, yeah, something like that. I could make... This ends up looking like a complete fucking mess, but I could make like a better version of a single tree and then make a little forest by cloning it kind of this way. But why does it become a fucking mess? Isn't there a better way to use this brush? I don't remember how to use it, and I should have looked into why the hell. Oh, I'm in the wrong layer completely. Idiot. Here. Why is it so messy? Obviously not that one, but if I make like a proper tree and I can sort of clone it, why is it not? Because it's not the opacity. What the hell is the opacity? Why this weird values here? I don't remember how to use this brush. I've used it before. And what does this do? Why does it end up smudging the whole thing? Okay, if it's like zero wet, again it doesn't work because it's kind of shit little tree. But if I make like better ones, I can sort of populate this entire area with little trees and have like the really big one in the middle. Put them. I should go from back to front. Something kind of like that, but properly done. And I could do something similar with the mountains. I make like one mountain that should be opaque. How do I do that? Let's see. My layers organization is always horseshit. Okay, let's try to do like a single mountain and see if we can like clone it around with a brush. What the fuck is it called? The mixer brush. I'm never gonna remember that. I'm gonna call it clone or something. But let's try to. It's not helping because I'm still in the wrong brush. Let's go back to the normal brush. So when I need the mixture brush, I'm not gonna find it again. I'm gonna misplace it completely. How mountains? How does one mountain? What? I opened. Oh, here. Should have done more homework before coming into this. But yeah, I like that. I'm looking at someone's map in DeviantArt, and it's very much like that. I like the idea that it's not colored. It's maybe I should try to do that in not Procreate. What the fuck is it called? The thing that I use sometimes that everybody raves about, but doesn't work for me because I don't have a proper. Where are you, for the love of fuck? Is it, bro? No. Which one is the open canvas? Open canvas kind of lets me do something more of a brush-like stroke thing with when I'm only using my friggin' mouse because I don't have a tablet. I have a tablet, but it's a very shit entry-level kind of tablet that ends up feeling like a glorified mouse anyway, so it's like, what the fuck is the point? What fucking difference does it make? Okay, here, let's pretend that I remember how to use any of this. Let's try to use some brush with the opposite color. No. Where are the brushes here? Okay, that's more of a thing that lets me have like a brush stroke kind of thing, as opposed to me trying to do that with mouse. Is gonna be absolute horseshit in here if I try to. I can try to do something here that looks like a fantasy map. Mountain? Question mark. Maybe I can do the towers and the trees and everything here, and then just import them to Photoshop, because I don't know where else to do the composite. Maybe also I want to do like different terrains here. I should do that first, or maybe not first, but if I do like roughly thing like that here, is that a whole other layer? Yes. Not painting over anything, and then render different clouds. What? Oh. See how it is. Yeah, no, that's not at all what I was going for. Thank you. No, no. No? No. Render clouds. I wish I had more control over this kind of thing. It's just having to try to win the lottery. So there's the Devolver Direct today, but I assumed it was later tonight, so I kind of forgot about it, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have paid more attention. I think it's really the night, right? It's not gonna happen now in the afternoon. I don't even know. Sorsha's, the problem is that Sorsha's tower also should be in a kind of nice part with forest and whatnot. She's a fucking rich bitch that kind of inherited her position. She's the only one that survived, and she's the last one you want, really. What did I do? Oh. So her tower should be in a nice area. It should be kind of a forest adjacent as well. I kind of want for Astaroth to be in a sort of a part of a forest, but maybe I don't know if I can somehow represent it in the map, but the idea was that all of this area and the small, now abandoned human villages were kind of obliterated by what happened here in this tower. So I don't know if I should reflect it in the... I don't want to make like a big crater around it, but maybe even in the vegetation and everything, it could be like represented. But it's kind of regrown a little bit. It's been some time, a few years, that I still haven't even decided how many. Can I... Where are my clouds? My cloud brushes. I downloaded some from... I don't remember where, and I made some of my own, and I think I like mine better because I customized them more. But where the fuck even I downloaded so many brushes that I ended up not using. Jesus Christ, that's not... It's a bit too strong. Just want to have... Can I scatter it more? Where's the... here? No roundness, not nice. How do I scatter it more? Oh, it's the spacing. Okay. Spacing, not scattering. This is kind of shit. Should I do it with some other brush tip shape thing? What even is this? No. I was using this, I think. One of these maybe should do. I could combine adding and subtracting. Now that I think about it, I can subtract. Oh, but the black should be blacker. The black should be flat, and the white can be more. Whatever. Okay. It should be bigger, but I just wanted to have. I don't want it to be flat lines. I wanted to have sort of features and sort of a... Alright. Towing. It's not gonna be white. I'm making it in white and black and white to do like a mask, like an alpha. And then I'm gonna make it like a color, probably like a gradients of green going from the coast Maybe around the river it should be more green as well, now that I think about it. Not gonna be, because I'm leaving like some space for like a kind of coast, because I don't want it to look like I have forest down to the very edge of the sea or to the lake or whatever, but probably around the actual, should be greener around the actual river. I don't want for things to be too like regular and too uniform. I guess I tend to do that kind of thing when when left to my own resources, and especially something like this that it's unlike anything I've done before. Why is this a white thing? I guess there should be. This is after all. This is Astral. This is who the fuck is it? Agatha's and now Astrid's tower. It shouldn't be completely barren, so there should be some greenery here too. Especially here, especially if Agatha's very much of a nature freak. She reformed the entire magic system of this world. That's why Ergol is collecting this little sort of amulets or orbs, probably orbs. Gotta have our orbs. Because these magical animals that Ergol is gonna be visiting, they have been wearing the orb for some time, and the orb has been like absorbing some of their magic, so they are like donating a little magic for Ergol and Astrid to be able to do the spell that they're working on. And that's how magic now works after Astrid's mother Agatha reformed it. Back in the day, instead of this kind of thing, they used to do sacrifices. They used to do a more aggressive use of the environment and the magic around them. I don't know, it's complicated. I don't know how much of this I'm going to really explain in the thing, but it's kind of the idea that in olden days they used to use magic for everything. They even used it to influence the weather and to control so many things, and they've been cutting down on that and letting nature do its thing. And that was Agatha's real contribution to this world and to magic. In olden days they would just pluck magic crystals out of the magical creatures. They would just directly sacrifice them for some spells, not for everything, but I mean for something strong enough, for something. They were less respectful of the creatures and the nature of anything, and that's one of the things, or the main thing, that Agatha contributed. So this could be no, not that. Filter, render, clouds again. Not that, probably. How can I do this with some shades of green and then change it a little bit? Okay, that's green as shit. Not that light, not that saturated. It's a bit too uniform, and it's on top of it should be on top of the relief, I guess. I don't know. Again, I'm not super sold on the idea of making it square, but since it's mainly the map of the area of the 3 towers, I feel like that's kind of the ideal shape. Unless I made it straight up triangular, but it is also kind of the idea that Ergol has moved away from the ruins of the tower and kind of outside the area of influence of the triangle of the towers. Maybe not that far in the corner, but somewhere here. Maybe the towers are too big as well for this representation. Anyway, this is just a first draft anyway of a fuck. Okay, no, forget it. Can I? Jesus, no. Can I do this with some kind of yellowish, not too saturated, not too... Okay, if I'm gonna put the mountains in here... What am I doing? I was lowering the opacity, the entire layer. This is probably a bit too light and a bit too saturated. Make it darker, let's make it less saturated. Still too light. This is still a bit too flat, but... The question is, what the hell exactly am I putting in the middle? It maybe would have made some sense to have put this kind of lagoon in the middle. But again, it's kind of the path is kind of... But why is Ergol avoiding the center? He's not avoiding it. I mean, where it's not that accurate either. Which way is he going? But I'm gonna spend the entire day sort of going from here to here, but he has mapped out his trajectory the most efficient way he can, so he's gonna basically do this kind of clockwise thing. Okay, have a nice lurk, have a nice meeting. Thank you for coming by, don't worry about it. If I do... Maybe I could do like some kind of badlands here. That could be sort of interesting. Kind of a terracotta. This is a bit too contrasty and too saturated. I might give it a completely different finishing at the whole thing and make it... give it more of a paper texture, make it... or a parchment kind of thing. Can I revert this a little bit? Retract it. There should be some greenery here, as I was saying. It shouldn't be that we're near the water too, so near this other tower shouldn't be completely barren. I'm guessing both geographically and ecologically wouldn't make a lot of sense being so near water. Maybe here it could be, there could be some patch here also where it ends. And here too, it's kind of like, let's not make it all too even, too uniform. Like Ergol's treehouse is still surrounded by trees, but it's not so much in the absolute thick of a forest. This is kind of an interesting experiment, but I don't know if it's, I should have come into it so unprepared. In any case, it's not like I have to use whatever I end up doing here today, but okay, now let's go back here to try to do some kind of mountain. How does one mountain? I don't know if I should make like a super even. Maybe I should make like a single one. Very simple one. It's gonna look, as I clone it, it's gonna look too uniform, and it's kind of the thing that I don't want to do. I don't want to have that kind of very uniform cloned look. I want it to look like drawn, but I don't want to draw 10,000 mountains. I don't want to hand draw individually dozens of mountains. Obviously I'm not gonna put that many. It's just to illustrate that that area is a rough frigging terrain. And I probably should start from the base, from the I don't know if I should do like multiple peaks. I don't know if I really necessarily want this kind of brush stroke look, but yeah, I don't want it to look like what I could do freehand in here. I want it to be a bit more brush strokey. Okay, that's to stabilized. I'm still freehanding it with mouse, but the idea is for it to not look so mousy. I see some guys have done, in these fantasy maps, they've done some sort of shading. Like, I'm not gonna do that, but they've made like a dark side, like a side in the shadows with a kind of shading on one side. That's horseshit. Again, I haven't even defined what the graphic style of this world should be like. I should do the spell books and that kind of thing, and they all should be kind of in the same style. And I haven't done any of that. It's kind of a problem. Why does this look like shit? This curve here bothers me. I cannot draw for shit. Where was the reference I was looking at? Okay. If I go like... This looks freaking abrupt as shit as a mountain also. I don't know if I'm gonna have super high peaks. It's more of a hill kind of situation, or... I don't even know. Where the hell would I put the human village also? It should be near the river, but I wanted to put it somewhere here. It would only make it's an abandoned village. Maybe it could be like in a corner here, or by, yeah. Maybe this, instead of being kind of Badlands, it could be precisely that kind of the kind of area that's now. The towers are where the protectors wizards live, and there is this area protection. What are they protecting? It used to be populated by, but the human inhabitants have left. Because they no longer trust magic, they're afraid after what happened. This tower got destroyed. Part of this forest, part of everything. So they have fled the entire area. They don't want to be near the towers anymore. Ergol's probably going to meet, he probably is still friends with one or two humans that are going to give him something too. I'm not super sure about that, I haven't written that. It's something that I always wanted to add, but I don't want to like brute force it into a story. But it's kind of the idea that the era of magic is over, and humans have left, and this entire area is like destined to die out, even if Ergol succeeds in not what he's doing in this little story. In this little story, he's only taking his first steps into magic, and but if he succeeds in becoming the next protector, and Astrid also should take her mother's place, but they're not very convinced. They are young, they're untrained. Sorsha is the only one that can train them, and they don't trust her necessarily much. They don't. She's not bad, they don't resent her necessarily, but she's like the one that, in a way, is kind of. They think when the wizards were fighting evil, she's the one that sort of flinched, and that almost immediately got Agatha killed. And after that, Astaroth sacrificed himself to vanquish evil, and the only survivor ended up being Sorsha. So they need to be trained by her, and because she's the only one left. But she's not the one you want, necessarily. She's all that's left. Anywho, mountains. Did I make them just solid mountains? I like the idea of this sort of shading, but I don't know if how that's gonna work. I don't even know if anything should have like outlines here necessarily. But I guess yes, it's a sort of a drawn map. It should have more of an outline. I don't know if after the fact I should apply some kind of filter. Hell are the something like one of these filters and turn them into some kind of line art. Not like this really, but something to make it more drawn like, more like it was drawn and painted. I could do something like that, but I don't know what the actual finishing should look like. Probably it should have some edges. Parchment-like edges. Anyway, back to the mountains. Yeah, I don't know if I should necessarily try to do that kind of shading that I was talking about. I don't know if it necessarily should have an outline. Let's try something. I'm so lazy, I just print screened and pasted it here instead of exporting it, but it's quicker. I'm doing this a really dumb way, but I want to try it. Pretty dumb way to do it, but There's some sound outside that I don't know if it's birds, bats, children. What the hell is crying like that out there? What? Oh. Why? I like this freaking brush. Should I save it as something else? Where the hell does one save a brush? I don't even... Jesus Christ, I do everything with tutorials and then I don't do it for a while and I forget completely how to do it. The other day I tried using some video game music to sort of musicalize the stream, and the first time that I tried it there was no problem. The second time a part of that got muted in the Twitch VOD, so I suddenly don't trust it anymore, so I still don't know what the hell to do for music for the stream. Especially something that works both on Twitch and YouTube, in case I decide to post the VODs, the art VODs, especially to YouTube. Okay, that's shit. The idea would be to give it some relief. Some... no. No. Not like that, but more like it. Maybe more on one side, maybe not quite this. This is a bit too intense. It's not gonna look like a mountain. It looks like frigging... looks abrupt as shit as a mountain. But as such, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. If I could give like a different color here, but it can't be too light because I'm setting the opacity to multiply. What can I do then? Okay, let's try it. I don't like it, but maybe less saturated. Let's try with a... what the hell was it called? The mixer brush. Gonna do shit for me. No, not inside of you. Inside of the same thing, no. Okay, if I overlaid them correctly, I see it kind of working. It's not really happening, but I should make them from the back to the front. It's not a complete disaster, I think. Question mark? I hate that I haven't been watching a lot of... It looks too uniform, but... I hate that I haven't been watching a lot of Twitch lately. I've been almost avoiding... After I have some problem with someone, I've been avoiding a lot of our mutuals and a lot of people that are like great artists and fun to watch and very supportive as well. I've ended up avoiding so many people just to avoid this one person. This does not work, but it's kind of the idea, you know? I don't want to get into that again, but maybe I should make it like it's really cropped and it starts outside of a map. This whole area is mountain. There's some weird corners I don't want to show. Is there some... what are the actual options of this brush? Can I... do I have shape dynamics as in everything else? Can I do size jitter a little bit? Would that make much of a difference? Not so much tilt or anything else, but size. Let's put this one here so I can use it again later as a template. I stopped streaming for 2 months and then I'm finally back, and I'm still sort of avoiding a lot of people that did nothing wrong to me. They've been super sweet and really supportive, but just because I'm trying to avoid this one person that would come here and say horrible things to me, probably with good intentions even, but I don't know, started to get more and more aggressive, more and more hurtful. I even stopped streaming because of that. I kept thinking, well, what is he gonna tell me today? What horrible thing is he gonna say to me? But again, probably they didn't even have bad intentions, but they were being hurtful and aggressive and kind of toxic. And I didn't want to ban them, I didn't want to confront them, I didn't want this. This is like a lot of mountains. How do I space them out more? Can I do that with the... Can I do this with the spacing here? Question mark? Oh yeah, I can. That's more like it, I guess. It goes to there. Will that even work if I leave them like that? Not like that, but if that's really how I make them. I feel like they should be almost the opposite. Like more like this. And to look kind of like snowy peaks. but that's not really working either, but we could try it. If I do an as like that and make it maybe try to give it a little color. I feel like it would make more sense, more like they're kind of like snowy peaks instead of what I was doing that doesn't make a lot of sense. Okay, that's way too saturated. I'm probably going to lower the saturation of everything. This is a bit all too saturated. These towers are not the final thing. Oh, right. Cannot do that. Of the base. Something like that. If I put them here, kind of more scattered. If I should make like one row at a time, and then try to layer them better, because if I try to make them all at once, I end up having like some few weird ghosts. Are these mountains even? What the hell am I doing? Maybe I should make them a little bit more flat, not as abrupt like that. Not flat, but that was too abrupt of a freaking peak. That's kind of a problem. They should be over here. There's like a little transparency, because if it's not completely, why is it not completely opaque? I'm not painting them like, I don't even know. Oh, I'm looking at the, where the hell am I? Here. I have to be in, oh, did I make it smaller? What did I do to a brush? The problem, I overlay them in some weird ways sometimes, and you end up having a weird ghost of a mountain. Go the other way. I don't want it to be so much of a weird checker pattern either. I want them to be a little bit more random. Making something seem random is so freaking hard. Well, again, I don't have to. This is nothing definitive. It's certainly a first attempt at making something like this. I'd never made a map. Am I gonna die in these mountains? Down this hill. What the hell is the thing that I'm trying to say? Okay, that's... Yeah, it's gonna end up looking so freaking uniform. Why does it look so uniform when didn't I in the shape dynamics, can I fuck more with the size jitter? They're still very uniform. How does one do that with the mixer brush? What does this even do? Does it say? Don't you have a here, clean the brush after each stroke? What the hell is that supposed to mean? What does this do? Load the brush after each stroke. Okay, this is kind of better for the overlaying. I need them to be completely opaque, but I don't know how. This do? Oh, yeah, that's for the tablet. I'm doing this with mouse because it's all I have, which is not helping. But why the size jitter thing and the shape dynamics? Shape dynamics don't do anything because the angle is not changing either. How do I do this? Because if I did it with if I turned this into a regular, I need to do it with a mix. Do I? Yeah, because it's not going to be completely opaque, and the overlap is going to look like ghost mountains where they overlap. I need it to be opaque, but it's not even being completely opaque. What am I? Why? Why did you go back to smudge everything? What the hell is that? Why does this brush do that? Smudge everything completely. It's not what I... Now you're applying the shape dynamics? Oh, that's even worse now. Oh, what did I do? Is it the mixing? Nave, hey! How are you? I'm trying to do a thing that I'm not even qualified to do. I've never done a map. Any kind of map. What does this mean? Why it smudges everything? Is that the way it should be? I want them to be so uniform, but I want to stamp them individually. I might end up having to do that. Otherwise, it's so even in size and shape and orientation. I'm not an artist. I cannot draw a thing. I don't have any foundation in actual proper art. It would make things so much simpler if I did. I'm kind of happy with the terrain in general. The greenery looks a bit cloudy, but again I'm going to add like some little drawn trees on top or something here and there. And it's not going to be so colorful, so saturated. I'm gonna, after it's done, I'm gonna give it a finishing to make it more like it's painted and hand-drawn or something. But in the meantime, this is all I can think of doing. if I should keep sort of placing them one by one, but even now that I'm trying not to make it too uniform, I'm still making it very uniform. How do you not do this in a super uniform way? You know, they should be bigger after all, they're freaking mountains. Why didn't I save a bigger version of mountain? I should have. Why is it not, again, completely freaking opaque? Should I stamp it with a bigger brush? They are not being completely opaque. Should I make them... Should I make them completely black and white and then give it some coloring like after the fact? Because right now they're being a pain in the ass. Yeah, nothing is really in scale. It's kind of like a medieval map sort of thing. The towers. I still haven't made the proper towers. I made this like a kind of a sketch. They are much smaller, but since they are like landmarks, they are really big in the map. So it's all more of a figurative thing, and it's not super. Nothing is necessarily to scale and super accurate, but I don't like the shading, to be honest. If I made the... What did I do? If I made it the other way around and... If I... Maybe just a kind of a silhouette on this side. No, more of a shading, more of a light here and kind of a silhouette in this side. I have no idea. Give it a little fussy volume. And then I'm not gonna make them completely white, I'm gonna color them a little bit, but after I make the complete overlay, or they kind of bleed into each other as I clone them. Where's a mixer brush? I should look up a freaking mixer brush tutorial. How? Because I don't know what I'm doing. I don't remember how to use it. Again, they're not being fully opaque. How do I make them fully opaque? I don't have like... Is this layer... Oh, maybe I should make the layer just... Maybe I can make it not a layer but a group. And this make it normal on the group. Crap. Like that, and now if I layer this, it's kind of the same, isn't it? Why aren't they fully opaque? The ones in the back shouldn't be bleeding through the one in the front. Why? Why I don't know how to use this brush. Is it the size again? Am I taking the print in a... Okay, that's scattering a lot, scattering them a lot more, but is it making them really more opaque? I don't even know. If I make the brush smaller, it's gonna make them smaller. Okay. Because before, why the size dynamics here in the brush properties make no difference? There's no size jittering here. I could use that to have some variation for it to look less uniform. What the hell do I have to do to make this affect the actual thing? Why is it not affecting it? Oh fuck. There's not enough RAM to use a brush. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know why this computer is collapsed. It started giving me shit during my... I haven't installed anything weird or anything, have I? But during my daily challenges started giving me shit. These freaking mountains, I've been struggling with them for how fucking long. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You're gonna crash. Really? For fuck's sake. Oh my god, that's lovely. Yeah. Shut the fucking... Where even is the Ergol folder? Where did I even put it? Did I not save it in the Ergol folder? Where did I save it? Don't tell me. Why didn't you even try to recover the closed session? Ah, for fuck's sake. Now what? Is it working? Are we back? I had to track down the freaking file because I forgot where I even put it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this computer, or if I should. What the hell is this? Oh, open canvas won't shut down. Okay, thank you. No. I don't know. This computer has been bitching since freaking April. I didn't install anything. There's nothing running that's super heavy. Suddenly this gets super heavy. I don't know if I should... The hard drive is very full. That is true. That's the one thing that I can give it, but... Should I have that many performance issues over that? No, that's too sharp. This computer used to be my friend, now it hates me, basically. The whole time it's about to collapse, it's about to not being able to handle anything. It's like... Anywho, the mountains. The freaking mix brush that I don't know how to use. Mixer brush. I'm gonna remember that. Now I have to try to make it not smudge everything again. I make it not wet, not load, not anything. Just stamp. That'll work. Why? Oh. Is it because it runs out of ink, of paint, or something like that? So it has to be completely wet. What does it do? This load after, before? Okay, load before. Load after. Why do I have to figure this out every time? If I made them kind of fucking, this is uniform as shit. Okay, that's not. Yeah, it's I don't use this kind of thing usually in Photoshop, and I'm like aware of this brush that I feel like it's gonna do what I need, and it's not reacting at all the way I need it. Why isn't it more opaque? Why is that like a freaking ghosting effect? If I make it completely wet, it ends up smudging the whole thing. So not that. Oh, okay, there are other presets, I didn't even think of that. There are some actual presets. Maybe there's one I can actually use. That's the dry one, that's the dry light load. What difference does it make? Dry heavy load. Moist? Really? Moist? Okay, it smudges everything. Moist light mix. Yeah, the moist is not gonna work for me. Okay. Oh no. No. But why does it go behind? That's interesting. If I could do something like that, it would be. Oh, but it's like stroke dependent. That's stupid as fuck and ends up looking a weird pattern. Wet. No, the wet and the moist are not gonna work for me. Very, very wet also. Is it just dry? But it's not super opaque. Why again? Load 100%, so it's not even opaque. It's fuck. Am I gonna have to place some mountains one by one? But even then, they're not being completely opaque. Why aren't you fully opaque, for the love of fuck? It's just a brush. What am I doing wrong apart from everything? Apart from tackling this being completely unprepared. Wet 0, load 100, mix, no mix, because with no wetness there's no mixing, flow 100, what the hell else can I do? Wait. Oh. Well, but this doesn't make any difference, does it? Okay, okay. Now a harder shape really affects everything. Okay, now the spacing, this I can affect, the shape dynamics don't do anything, but this kind of does something, question mark, ideally. Spacing, but the spacing, can I make the spacing? No, yeah, it's just the... Is it an average spacing, or it's like a... I should be doing this. Also, if I was an artist, I would be doing this with a freaking tablet, and that would make a hell of a difference. But I'm making it with mouse. I'm not only useless, there's the mouse shit complicating things, and I shouldn't do that in that direction. It's so fucking uniform. Don't be uniform. Why? What a fucking struggle, for the love of fuck. Okay, no, I shouldn't go back in that direction, or they're gonna overlap wrong. I came down too far here, but... They still look very uniform, very... Maybe I should make just fewer, suggesting that that area is like a mountain area, but not like you have to see every mountain in there. This one is just the sample one that I'm cloning. I should mask it out. Does it even look like, because this is like very, the hydrography at least looks very realistic, and this looks like a stupid little drawing. Should I review? Fuck should I do? If I did that in... I'm approaching this like shit. Maybe I should do this in a medium gray. It's more of a... or soft light. Let's try something, because I'm already losing my mind. Let's just try that, and for the fuck of it, rasterize that. Let's freaking use this medium gray to get rid of this here with a soft fucking brush, a normal brush, not the fucking mixed brush that's driving me crazy. With this here, something like that, but in the kind of like this. Let's try it for the fuck of it. Mixer brush. Fucking dry. Full load, that was fine I guess. Hardness full. Here. Let's put them. These are more map-like, I feel like, but I didn't want to give them like an outline initially, but I think it makes a bit more sense and it's a bit more map-like. They do have one. Why is that so? Why is this weird cut in here so sharp? What the hell is that? Why did that happen? I have no idea. Anyway, it makes me think more of like a Japanese map or something. I don't know why. Maybe I could make this area lighter later. No, what's a brush? This. I tried something like. Yeah, and I'm not crazy about the outline, but I feel like it makes it more map-like. Do they even look like mountains? is the thing. What time even is it? Okay. We have around half an hour to keep struggling with this shit. Why there's like some weird overlap that I'm not digging. I wish I could do it with precisely in a more artsy kind of way. A mixture of cartography and art. And I'm not good at either, because who the fuck am I? I've never done anything quite like this. Maybe the whites are a bit too white. Oh no. Don't do that. What? The grays. Mid-gray. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay. As usual. Okay, no, I don't want to fuck up the mid-grade that I have going on, because that's the thing that makes it right for the opacity, for the overlay thing. If I made it like that, oh no, I'm still cloning. I made them less shiny, less bright. I want to make something more of a zigzag kind of thing, so they won't look so even, but they look like horseshit either way. Why is that smudging? This tip smudge on top of this one. What the hell just happened? Am I still live? Oh, I am. My entire Twitch screen sort of flashed all white for a second. I don't know what the hell was that about. Let's undo this again. I feel like I'm more in the in the neighborhood of what I'm trying to do. Let's make them less pointy. Should I try to give this an outline to match the thing? What is it called? Stroke. Stroke. Okay, not like that, and not this super smudge thing in here, but maybe something. Maybe not black. I hate black outlines. I hate working with too saturated colors or with actual black or actual white, but just to try. I'm not gonna say I liked it. Fuck's sake, let's try to get some mountains in place before I run out of time for today's freaking stream. And they end up looking so freaking uniform. I don't want to have to place each one individually, because I'm gonna make it very uniform as well if I place them manually where I think they should go. The freaking shade dynamics, why doesn't this help me? This is all for the tablet, right? Why is the shape dynamics thing not doing anything for me? It would be useful if some mountains were randomly a little bit smaller, some larger. Why is the brush, the shape dynamics thing here doing nothing for me? It's not. The spacing is what seems to be working in the basic shape here. And the hardness made a difference, but why the shape dynamics don't do shit? Okay, let's go back to looking at some an actual freaking reference that I was watching. I wanted to add some text, but by now I don't even know what kind of. Well, we could do that. Now that I think about it, I downloaded. Someone turned the Voynich manuscript thing into an actual font, and we could try it for size at least to see what it could look like. Okay, this is a script that kind of looks like normal fonts, but this is. I have a couple of fonts someone made based on the Voynich characters. Oh, this is one that's public domain. Okay, probably I should use this one. I really like the look of this. I wanted something a bit more rounded, or I don't know. I should install this one because I haven't installed it. Let's try to make some kind of thing with the mountains. How do they layer them in fantasy maps? Because I've been looking at some that look a lot more A lot more uniform than I... But they work! This guy in DeviantArt makes super uniform looking mountains and it works. And mine looks like shit. Mine don't freaking... Okay, that is... Why is it... Okay. The size... The shape dynamics was affecting the size of a brush, but not the size of a clone thing. That's why it was chopping off sometimes the edges of the mountains, the little corners. I wish... how do I... can I wish I could save this as a custom specific brush, but I think it's just some settings for the mixer brush. It's not. Because I'm gonna struggle with it again next time I try this. That's a problem. I end up kind of layering them in a very uniform way if I place them individually. And the brush itself does the exact same thing too. I'm trying to make it a little bit more organic and more random, and I'm doing it very evenly. How the fuck would I not do it? All I can do is to put two closer to each other or two further apart. I don't want to have like big blank spaces with... You can have, I imagine, some kind of valley, but I don't want to leave like a very large space with no mountains at all. But I'm just gonna try, at least for the sake of saying we did something in this one stream. I'm gonna try to at least finish some kind of thing. Okay, thank you, Knife, for hanging out. I never know what to say to people. I always say for coming as if this was a physical place, and the word coming is not a thing that you want to say so easily to people in the internet. Thank you for coming to my birthday party. It's not my birthday. We did have a birthday stream the other day. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what to say. I shouldn't ever be allowed to speak in public. Still fucking uniform. Fuck's sake. I could leave like a kind of a valley and have like sort of clusters of mountains. Something like that. I don't fucking know. Maybe we can make the... Why does this look so... It looks like weirdly pixelated. The jagged, really, the line art, the outlines, the fucking thing. Why does it do that? Oh, this one, I should. With the normal brush, not the stupid shit of a mixer brush. Jesus Christ, can you not do that? Please let me... But why do the edges look like shit? I didn't even realize because I was like zoomed out. Now that I zoom in, this is a one-to-one view. Why are they all jagged? All pixelated? Fuckity fuck. Why are you doing this to me? Can we use some fucking filter, some bullshit? No, but it wasn't like that. If you look at the original was really smooth. It should have cloned like that, and for some reason it went in a completely different way, and it made it all shitty, as if it wasn't shitty enough. What did I do? Okay, I don't hate that. What did I do? Oh, and sharp. That's interesting. It gives it like a light kind of thing. I wasn't even trying to do that. Okay. If I do the yeah, don't. Are you not gonna let me? Really? Fuck's sake. Are you fucking? Oh boy. If I do it in a whole other thing, cause this fucking thing is not gonna let me. Why would it not be enabled? Performance preferences? Where even is that? Oh, performance. In free space I have barely 3 gigs of free space. Oh, should I lower the RAM here? For it to stop bitching about everything all the time. Where? Oh yeah, do use it. Why was it not? Why was this disabled? I don't fucking know what the hell is going on with this fucking computer. I swear to God. That would soften it. It also darkens everything a little bit, so I have to compensate. Can we please now go back to where we were? Well, I could apply it here too. Ideally. Right, it made the shapes darker a little bit, so I have to compensate that. At least that softened the jagged edges mostly. No. Did it? Let's paste the one we did in the other document. Let's hide this fucking thing. Set this to overlay. Now it's more like it. It's not great. Maybe I shouldn't even use full opacity. That's more like it. It's not. I don't know if it screams mountains, but it's something. It's weird. This one is weird. This one being on top of the. This one is behind, but this one is in front. Can I fix that somehow? Where even am I? I don't like the way that looks. Can we fix it? I think it's not so terrible now that it's not so contrasty and so freaking shit. This little edge here doesn't do anything. I wanted to fix this again. Beep, 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 beep. Let's clone with a sharper, harder edges. Something with this, from this bump here. Try to match. If we're gonna do this, let's not fuck it up completely. I like that, it looks cleaner. Question mark, etc. Maybe again in this terrain I could make this lighter as well. It looks too much like a desert. If I make it more like a snowy area, it'd make more sense to have mountains. Maybe I can do it in a different layer with one of the cloud brushes or one of those. What did I do? Up. Where even are my cloud? Oh, this I did for my mock-up. I'm so proud of it, how it follows the direction. I made a fake board game for my unfinished Phil Jameson video for last year. I made a fake I started making it, I never finished it, that was part of the point. But for my Phil video last year, that I would like to finish it for this year, I made this sort of fake. Yeah. I was going to shelve it, but I thought, well, I can recycle it this year. It's not gonna make that much sense. But I did work a lot on it, and I couldn't finish it in time. My mom got sick, and I was no longer in the right headspace for anything. So I shelved it. And I thought I could finish it for the anniversary of the Fizz Court. No, I couldn't. I'm gonna finish it for Christmas. No, I didn't. I'm gonna do it for New Year's. No, it never happened. And now, yeah, August is coming again. I might finish the fucking thing now. So it won't go to waste completely. Okay, this is too much, but hear me out. Just a little thing here. I will blur it out. I will lower the opacity to make it look like a snowy kind of area. I don't even know. Maybe. If I... No. No. I'm probably gonna start working on that too at some point. I'm probably not going to stream that. He'll only showed once in my stream, which is more than he ever should have. No, I'm not complaining. I mean, it's not like he's going to catch me working on his video. But I probably shouldn't stream that. What the fuck did I press, for the love of fuck? Please. Well, that adds something. I don't know if it should be like that. Maybe it should be a little bit lighter. But yeah, being white and snowy, I don't know necessarily if I want it. It does look like more like mountains if it's this snowy thing. I don't necessarily want to make them completely snowy winter wonderland kind of mountains. It's not what I had in mind for the one scene that would take place around here. It's a great area, thinking about it. Ergol is gonna go into a cave and he's going to run into the bat, and that's somewhere in the mountains, and then he's gonna climb one of the mountains and he's gonna talk to this one eagle kind of character that I haven't made yet. So I don't know. Anywho, for the sake of pretending we've done something useful today. Let's try to do some extra thingies, like again I should do like a little village here somewhere, but again it should be closer to some water source, maybe here in this corner. Still, should I move the river? I don't want to make too radical changes, or unless I put Ergol's. Maybe I could do that. Maybe Ergol's house, tree house, could be sort of somewhere here, really kind of outside, falling off a map. Because it's kind of the idea, he's moved away from the magic place. And this could be his tower, he could go that way and this way. I don't fucking know. Anyway, what is the Voynich? It's called Voynich? Yeah. Let's try to add some text to some areas to just see what the fuck it does. But why are these grouped as what Voynich? Okay, that's too much of an arc. Distorts it a bit too much, but can I? Oh yeah, I can bend it less. I don't know, but it's for the sake of having a little something to show for today. I don't know if the text should have some attributes like shadows or an outer glow. Not this fucking yellow. Not green. Maybe bigger. I cannot see it. Did I make it too dirt colored like the actual map? Oh, that actually says C. Very readable way. That might be the problem with the Voynich font that I got. I might have to turn things into gibberish because using the actual words, it's almost, they try to make the Voynich characters to group them with the actual letter they look like. So this is readable as C. This is supposed to be lake. This is not as readable. This is, I think I made it Badlands, mountains, forest, just for the sake of having some text. I'm not gonna put it on top of anything, but here I'm gonna put it on top because the actual tower is so bullshit. I have no idea what I'm doing. Again, it's a work in progress. It really needs a lot more work, but this is pretty much all the time that I have for today. What just happened? No. Here. Out. Jesus Christ, why am I always lost? I don't know, it's just a kind of a quasi finished look for today. It's a work in progress. It needs a lot more stuff, but this tree is so shit. Let's make a screen capture thingy for. Wow, it really looks very saturated on OBS, more than in my screen. Okay. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys for hanging. Thank you Couch, thank you Chris, thank you Smirk, thank you anyone that might have been lurking. I really do appreciate you. I'm sorry again that I ended up avoiding so many mutuals because if I was avoiding this one person at some point, and I don't know, I feel like I lost so much from just trying to avoid this asshole. It's so not worth it, but it's just a thing that happened and I didn't want to make a big deal about it, but it ended up bleeding into my relationship with other people. It's not what I wanted. So anyway, yeah, it's it's all the time that I have for today. I'm glad that I finally tried this. I'm not super happy with it. The towers, I need to remake them. I need to make the proper tree house and like little trees to clone around, kind of like I did with the mountains. Ideally, better than the mountains to do here the forests. And probably I should put some pine trees somewhere in the mountains as well. They can't be just barren and with nothing in the valleys. Uh, but I'm glad I gave it a try. I don't know. And I wanted to do something different because I don't know what to do for the next characters. I have a bunch of them to make, but I was kind of out of it for now. So this is all I could do. So thank you. I should stream tomorrow, right? Saturday. Monday we have Phil, Sunday we have Phil, so I probably should try to stream tomorrow since I won't be able to stream on Monday. So thank you guys again. See you next time. I should do a little bit of Jurassic June again in the beginning of the stream. Just playing some old Jurassic Park game. I should get a new one for tomorrow because today we finished the Rampage edition of the old Sega game. So I don't know exactly what I might play tomorrow, but I will do some of that, and I probably will keep working on this map tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Thank you again, guys. See you around, see you on Discord, see you at the usual places.